Cybersleuths believe they uncovered more proof that Jay Slater was set up by his friends. I mean, there's been a new statement from the last person to ever see him alive, and a closer look at Jay's final Snapchat reveals it might have been staged. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. So one of the last people to ever see Jay alive, Ayub Qassim, a convicted substance dealer, had his original statement leak. So this statement was given June 19th, 2 days after Jay disappeared, and Cybersleuths believe it's full of lies. So after Jay left Energy Rave at 4 in the morning, he met Ayub with his friends, and they hung out until 6 a.m. before heading back with Ayub to the remote B&B. And as they were hanging out, one of Jay's friends, who Ayub doesn't name, stood up to leave. So let's listen to this clip.
Sitting there with all the boys and that, then his other mate stood up and said, let me get the key to the apartment. I'm going now. He wanted to carry on partying, innit?
Ayub keeps referring to Jay's friend as his other mate and not naming who it is. Some sleuths have interpreted the abrupt leaving of this other mate as maybe there was friction between Jay and his friend. Since Ayub is referring to a group of men in this clip hanging out at Tramp nightclub, it could be one of Jay's friends who was on the trip with him who is male, either Brad or Brandon, or Jay's arch nemesis, Tom Hilton, who Cybersleuths have suggested met him in the club and took his bag. Ayub in this original statement says Jay wanted to go back to his remote B&B in Masca to quote-unquote party, but Ayub changed this statement later on to say that Jay had lost his key and had nowhere else to stay. So both of these reasons that Ayub is giving, that he lost his key and wanted to go on partying, are total nonsense, because there is no party scene in Masca, especially compared to where Jay was staying in Las Cristianos. And Jay was staying at a hotel with Lucy in this resort town, who could have just easily let him in. In all of Ayub's accounts, there's no mention of Jay taking a watch off someone outside the club. But a watch was stolen that night at 4 in the morning when Jay got outside of the NRG rave. The private investigator, Mark Williams Thomas, also said that a stolen Rolex might have played a role in Jay's disappearance. Debbie confirmed that this Snapchat photo that was sent as a WhatsApp message to Debbie at one point came from Jay's phone to a group chat of his friends. And Debbie doesn't know if Jay is conscious in it or not. But many Cybersleuths feel that this photo is not Jay, but of someone else. More on that in a bit. But it is interesting that this Snapchat talks about stealing a watch to pay off possibly a debt which he owed to some dealers. But back to Ayub and his statement. So after Jay left the Masca B&B on this 11-hour hike back to his hotel in Las Cristianos, Ayub said this happened.
And the next thing, I'm getting a call at like 9 o'clock saying the mate he's gone missing. He rang them, said he left mine, said I'm off. And then he rang them 50 minutes later saying, I'm in ditch, I need water. I think I'm gonna die. That's what he told the girl, I think I'm gonna die. And I'm on 1%, and then he sent the last location, and the last location was on some wrong path, a good 20 minutes behind mine, a good half an hour behind mine, do you know what I mean?
Ayub in this clip refers to one of Jay's friends as the girl, which is later confirmed to be Lucy. Lucy told the media she didn't know Ayub. But in this clip, we learned that Lucy had Ayub's phone number. Lucy actually ended up going to Ayub's house, and according to Ayub, Lucy was able to find his B&B in the remote Masca Mountains using Jay's final Snapchat. So I personally don't know how she was able to do this, because Masca is a very large area and it would be finding like a needle in a haystack. Because she knew his phone number and where he was staying, many people feel that Lucy actually knew Ayub or was actually there at the B&B. Lucy said she left the rave early around 2 a.m. to go to bed. But in another statement, Lucy said she told Jay not to leave with the two strange men he had just met. But Jay had only met the two men at 4 in the morning after the NRG rave closed. So that's 2 hours after she went to bed. So, how was she able to tell Jay, hey, don't go with these two people? A neighbor said they heard a commotion in the Masca B&B at 6 a.m. And Ayub confirmed in the statement he didn't arrive until after that time, sometime between 6 and 7 in the morning, later saying around 6:40ish in the morning. So, is it possible a group got together at Ayub's B&B at 6 in the morning before Jay arrived to stage this cover up?
And the next thing you know, I'm getting a call at like 9 o'clock saying the mate has gone missing. He rang them, said he left mine, said I'm off. And then he rang them 50 minutes later saying, yo, I'm in ditch, I need water. I think I'm gonna die. That's what he told the girl. I think I'm gonna die.
Jay being in a ditch, talking about how he believes he is going to be unalived soon at 8:15 in the morning is also a totally different account from later versions. Jay would have still been on the highway at this time, 8:15 in the morning, as he was witnessed by Ophelia at 8:20 a.m. right here, right where my mouse is. Jay, a month after he disappeared, was found at the bottom of what could be considered a ditch. So did Ayub know where Jay was going to be placed? It was revealed that where Jay's body was found was accessible by the beach Playa de Juan Lopez. So one could have taken a boat to this location he was found and put his body there. The boat Maruba is still offline. It was last seen 58 days ago, and it disappeared from the location Jay went missing on the same day of his disappearance. Did they take Jay away on this boat the day he disappeared and sort of looped around and placed his body in this ditch? Jay was discovered by a volunteer searcher 2 days before it was announced by British press, and this searcher is friends with Ayub. Now, Cybersleuths have pointed out shocking evidence that Jay might have been set up by his rival, Tom Hilton. At the energy rave, when Jay appeared to come up from the floor without his bag of substances that he normally had, he appeared to talk to somebody. Wax Unfiltered actually found that if you took a screenshot of this video and then put some highlights and contrast in post-production, that someone appears to have a scar on the back of their head. So in 2021, Jay was involved in an altercation that involved machetes, where the target was a person by the name of Tom Hilton. On an old Facebook account dug up by Cybersleuths, Tom and Lucy were friends with each other on social media, and she later, in her newer Facebook, got rid of that friendship. I wonder why. Some have actually gone as far as to say that they are romantically involved. That image that was allegedly Jay in a car on the way to Masca has many sleuths pointed out that they believe that isn't Jay. And just doing a side-by-side comparison of the image, you can see that the nose and eyebrows are completely different. I mean, Jay's eyebrows sort of come out from under the glasses. The nose is also completely different. Jay's is more pointed. The guy on the left is a lot more flatter and rounder. I mean, some have actually suggested that maybe Jay was, beat up in this photo, and that's the reason why his face looks so swollen. But it's safe to say that this person looks completely different. I mean, you can even see under the text that the jaw appears to be a lot stronger and bigger, and maybe that's why these people put the text over the left image to hide how completely different the jaw is. You know who it does look a lot like? So one cybersleuth put an image of Tom Hilton, Jay's nemesis, next to this final Snapchat. And it has many cybersleuths sounding the alarm, including myself. I mean, the nose is just really what makes me feel like this is the same person. Obviously, the image on the left is taken at a different angle, but it does show a very similar nose. It's a lot more wider and rounder than Jay's is, and a lot more turned up. I mean, Jay's is a lot more pointier. What's even more crazy is that the mustache pattern on the face appears to be identical to Tom's, as well as the overall face shape. The bigger jaw looks so much like Tom. Even the way the hair is placed looks like Tom. If I were to choose who this photo looks more like, I would definitely go with Tom Hilton. The person in the image appears to be wearing Jay's clothing, the gray shirt with the green detail. I mean, you can see those details in the image, even though it's quite blurry. And the person also appears to be wearing Jay's sunglasses. So it is interesting that Jay's clothes were found beside his body, as if they had been taken off before Jay's body was placed. And his phone was allegedly wiped of any evidence when his body was found. So 1111 True Crime highlights that they can see Brad in the reflection of the sunglasses that allegedly Tom Hilton is wearing in this final photo.
Here's Brad's hair. Okay? And then you got his little dark little eyes. You got his little nose. And he got his little lips right here. And then this is his face.
Brad said he is the second last person to talk to Jay before Lucy interrupted their phone call and called Jay. But there's absolutely no record of Brad's Snapchat video call with Jay. So how did Brad know Jay was sliding down rocks in his final moments? Was Brad there? Brad's alleged sunglasses were found where Jay went missing, with the left lens popped out. And Brad's left eye allegedly has marks on it that look kind of purplish, almost like an altercation occurred that caused his sunglasses to get knocked off his face and the left lens to pop out. Many cybersleuths feel that the final screenshot of Jay's location wasn't sent by Jay, but sent by Brad, because the phone is charging and has full Wi-Fi signals, which would be impossible for Jay to have in the Masca Mountains. And in the other final screenshot, you can see a green dot, meaning whoever took this screenshot was right there when Jay vanished. And was this person Jay Slater's friends staging the cover-up? Going back to the image that Debbie confirmed came from Jay Slater's phone to a group of friends back in UK that was sent from Tenerife, one user writes, quote, "No way that is Jay. This full case is corrupt to the core." And another writes, "It's the photo of supposedly of Jay. Looks more like Tom Hilton." So Gabby wants to know, did Jay Slater's friends set him up on behalf of Tom Hilton to get revenge from that 2021 altercation? What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe by hitting my face right above Miss Gabby. Bye, guys.